Welcome to the Rising of the Shield Hero review. Today is episode 1, the hour-long episode. I was like, I don't know if it considers 1 and 2 or just 1. Because some are weird like that. We're like, oh, it's 1 and 2.
We'll,
And this one's like 1.
we'll
It
call
doesn't
it
matter.
one.
I'm Justin.
What is up? I'm Logan.
And together we're Kaushon. As always, Logan is an anime viewer only. I come from the manga material, not the light novel, because I'm not a nerd.
Does it work saying as always if sometimes it's not as always?
Normally, as long as it's both anime viewers. I thought about it right after I said it. I was like, whatever, I'm rolling with it.
Oh well.
It will be as always for the series, though.
Right.
But yeah, I don't read light novels because I'm not a nerd. So we're going to discuss the episode and give our scores at the end. You ready to jump into this, Logan?
Let's do this.
So, as with anything in this genre, we have to start with our main character in the normal world, right?
Right.
We don't spend too long with Naofumi there. He just goes to the library. He's like, I'm a normal functioning otaku. It's like,
right.
You know, yeah, he's not one of them shut-in otakus, right? Yeah, he looks normal. You know, he's not full weeb.
He's almost there. Let's not lie.
So yeah, he goes, but he's a nerd. He reads light novels. That's why he's at the library. Sees a book that interests him, and that book happens to be the one that pulls him into this new world.
Perfect. Always gotta
a setup for everything within this genre.
Right, I'll say this genre is literally.
What happens? He's in the other world.
Hey, at least they made it quick. They just said, "All right, bam, we're here."
Yeah, and I guess he didn't die. Like a lot of them, you know, maybe they die or get hit by a car or they're just randomly something, you know. Whatever. He gets pulled in. But he's not the only one that gets summoned. It's a total of 4. Each one to represent a different class.
The legendary heroes.
And the other 3 instantly is like, as soon as they're in, they're like, we didn't want to be here. Why did you bring us here? We better be compensated. Right. We're going to be here to save your world.
They were kind of dicks about it. Well, not dicks, but you know. It makes sense to be compensated, but they're just like, hey, what are we getting? What are you going to give us?
No, they're kind of, I don't know, they've entitled some, I don't know.
Entitled's probably
it's kind of comes across when they're walking up the tower and Naofumi's like, oh, this is a nice place, nice breeze. And like, oh, this is pretty typical of the Mediterranean climate. What, you never fucking leave Japan? And it's like, well, man, not that normal for people to leave their countries. Like,
right, come on now.
I've never been to the Mediterranean, so I cannot tell you what a standard Mediterranean climate feels like, right?
Oh, God.
That kind of twats.
They are definitely entitled. That's the correct word.
Yeah, we get the whole goal of why they're summoned when they go meet the king. Naofumi is just, he kind of gets shoved to the side because he was summoned as the shield hero, which is so lame, man. As a class, like, you can wield a shield and that's it. It's like, oh,
I mean, even in this world, everyone considers it lame or like the. I mean, out of all the heroes, it's like the one that's not respected as much.
Yeah, I mean,
oh, you're the scrubby shield hero.
You get a shield. Ren was the sword, Kinemura was the spear, and then Itsuki was the bow. So 3 offensive ones, and then you got your tank, who can't wield anything other than he's a true tank.
He's the true tank.
But yeah, so the world is under siege from waves of monsters that come every so often, and then each wave past the previous gets stronger.
Yeah.
And of course, they start out level 1, not top gear, not top stats. Even like, Naofumi was like, why aren't we already just maxed out? What is this?
For real. You gotta grind. I get taken into a different world, and the first thing I gotta do is grind some levels. Come on.
and they all have to go separately when they adventure, right? They can't go
Right.
party up, which like defeats the purpose of having a tank
For real, I figured you'd want. Well, I mean, it's because of the weapons, obviously. Because if the weapons are
close to each other. It
close,
repels them. It's like, wow, great heroes, right?
right? But you'd figure you'd want your heroes to, train all the time together to get that synergy. But nope, those weapons are selfish little bastards of weapons. They want all the attention to themselves.
And yeah, when they meet up at night, we learn that they're all from different Japan, so parallel worlds. They weren't all summoned from
Right. That
the
was
same
actually
one.
interesting. It's not like, oh, it's not even from different time periods of Japan's. Literally like alternate universe
Yeah,
Japan's.
because they were like, oh, who was on the bill? Who won World War II? Like all these weird. It's like, yeah, they're just not even. But all three of them apparently gotta explore and understand the climate of the
Right.
Mediterranean.
Apparently the Mediterranean climate's the exact same in every parallel universe ever.
And they're all three like rich snobs, I guess. I guess go around. It's like, let's do this. Um, and of course, because the shield has no respect, he didn't get any recruits
Right, he got none.
except for mine. Decided to be like, oh, I'll be the pit. I don't know why she didn't just go to him in the first place, right? Why would she go over to the spear one
Right.
and then walk over and be like, oh, I'll do it? It's like, I guess that makes him feel a little better. I'm sure he would have felt fine even if she walked straight to him and be like, oh, at least I have one.
Right.
That sick setup game that she was doing. Because, yeah, a lot of it's just those two next for the rest of the things. Just, they go and grind together. He can use pieces of like monsters and stuff to upgrade his shield
Yeah.
and just materials to upgrade his shield, which is kind of unique, cool that
It is. I'm assuming all weapons do that. Like you can absorb it and it can switch.
yeah, like the hero ones.
But it looked pretty. Let's see, diverse. I mean, we see him put stuff in the shield, and you see like
Yeah, it was
like
a
the
huge armor.
skill
And if
tree
he maxes
open.
it out, it moves on to the next shield, so you literally have an ultimate shield.
Right.
That's like all their max like abilities combined into one.
Yeah. But
Um,
this looked like what would be bonding between these two, but we kind of get a little curveball thrown at us.
we do. So yeah, he doesn't drink, which she was going to use as a setup on him, but it didn't matter anyway.
Like when she started pressing him to drink, I was like, why are you so like, why do you want him to drink so bad? And then like literally the next scene, when it happened, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what was happening.
Yeah, so she basically stole all his loot, set him up. Not sure why the whole reason's there, other than fuck the shield hero, right?
Right.
And Blaine said he's sexually assaulted her.
Right. I'm guessing. Well, it comes across she like maybe worked together with the spear guy. Did they just want his money that bad? Like
He got 200 more silver coins.
right?
Right? They said for the first month only, and after that they'd be like getting paid all the same. It's like he had 0 recruits.
Yeah, it seems
He
like
needs
just
it because he's not getting volunteers. He has to go out and hire people.
yeah. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of strange that decision would be made. It's like, oh, we clearly need each other to defeat this like epidemic that's coming, but we're gonna screw over the shield hero.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they all have read like how the shield hero is like.
Yeah, because they were like, they did mention how like the shield is the one that has the least knowledge of anything, right?
But still, it seems kind of counterproductive in my opinion. Unless you just plan on backpacking the whole crew, spear guy, or just actually all 3 of them. Because I thought all 3 were dicks, even the ones that just blindly believed it.
Yeah.
It was funny how they called him like awful when at the beginning when they first come in they're like, "Well, are we gonna be compensated?" It's like,
Yeah, and the way they were talking with him and everything, like they should know he didn't have that. Like, oh, they're like, oh, the hero thing must have gone to his head, and I was like,
right. It's like,
right, he thinks he can do whatever he wants, but he was clearly when having discussions with you guys that he was the most confused. Like, not fully comprehending being a hero yet, right? It's like,
Right. And also, like, it's not like he chose her. She volunteered. It was like, I mean, I guess he could still do something like that, but you guys literally, unless they're all three just dicks, which they kind of seem like they are. So, I mean, it sucks for Shield Hero guy, but
yeah. And you know, while he's discussing, he's like, you know what, just send me home. I don't want to deal with all this bullshit. Like, let's get me
right.
out of here. And we learn, well, they all have to die before someone else can be summoned. And it's like we don't know if they die, or they go back yet, right?
Right.
It's just, oh, they all have to die to get summoned, or to get a new summon, or they can complete all the waves and go home, which is basically what he decides to do. And I do like how he's just like, shove it up your ass. Like, I really do like how he just full on takes on the persona of criminal and stuff.
I do too, because I like, can I just say first it was funny how, you know, the girl's like, oh, he tore my clothes off and stuff. But when Shield Hero asks for proof, the guard comes in with, like, you know, little lingerie completely intact. Like, I supposedly tore off all her clothes except this one piece that I laid neatly on my bed. But I was like, okay. But the thing I really liked about Shield Hero is we saw him, you know, make a smart move by storing, you know, silver in his shield, which I was like, oh, so he's not completely set back, but then he's like, you know what, fuck it, take this, that's what you wanted, right? I'm gonna do this without anyone's help. And I was like, all right, I can respect that.
Yeah,
not the brightest
he
of
threw the
decisions.
money. He was like, you want this, shove it up your ass.
I was like,
God,
probably not the brightest, but I respect it.
no, that's all I like. Also, I do give I like the shop guy a lot too that he works with. Like, that guy's like, at first he was like, wait, and then he saw his eyes and stuff, like, this doesn't seem right at all.
Yeah, that I do really like the shop guy. He's like,
And he gives him the cape, and that completes the look. The cape's pretty cool.
you always gotta got the cape. I do like he was like, oh, it's four bronze, which later Shield Hero does pay back. I was like, all right, there's a little bond going on here. I can respect this.
And yeah, I like how, like I was saying, how he plays into the criminal role, where he has those monsters just attached him. He goes into the shop. He's like, how much for this? He's like, I don't know, like 2 for the whole thing. And I was like, you just told that guy 2 per piece or something like that. He's like, well, you know, reputation, you know how it is. And he's like, I got some monsters.
Right, he's like, you would have seen bad reputation, huh?
Like,
he's like, get in here.
He's like, tell everyone I ain't fucking getting ripped off. I'm not gonna play these games with anyone here. You know what I've done.
Right.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah. Let's clarify allegedly. Well, we know he didn't do anything, but
yeah, I just like how he always carries those around with him, because like the bandits show up, and or I guess they're kind of like bandits looking to be his recruits or whatever, and then they were like, you know, let's just rip them off. It's like, you guys should have just started with this. I'm
right.
like, you're wasting my time.
Right. Come on,
and
man.
The monsters come out, and they're like, what the hell? Why is he carrying this with him? Who does this?
He's crazy.
Then we meet the slaver, who gives him, you know, an offer he can't refuse. Slaves have a curse, so they can't betray or lie to their master.
Right.
So, which is kind of perfect, I guess. For
it is
him.
perfect, because I mean, if you need a crew, what best to get someone that will always listen, I guess.
Yeah, and he's mostly selling demi-humans. Well, mostly because they are demi-humans. They're going to be thought of as less than humans. So pretty standard, as I said.
Right.
They get used for labor and stuff like that. And then, you know, he comes across the girl demi-human there at the end.
Which I'm assuming is going to be the one he picks. Just because, you know, he walked up to it. Like, that's it.
Like that.
Right, he just looked at it.
It ends on that. It's like, oh, this speaks importance. Right. Why would it end on her and not any
and it
of
like
the other
actually
ones?
gave her like a character design, so it's like they didn't just do that for one scene. But yeah, great episodes. Who knows? Great 40 minutes, I guess. You wanna jump on into scores?
Yeah, what do you got for us, boss?
I'll say a strong 7.5. It was pretty good. I thought it introduced the world. I like how it introduced the world because, you know, especially like obviously they spoke of like the whole hero prophecy or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But then like I like how like the weapons kind of introduce the world. It's like, oh, they have to go out and grind stuff, but oh, the monsters can be used for their weapons to evolve. Well, also the monsters can be used to take into shops that you sell for money, and then like, oh, you can use this money to, you know, buy whatever. Well, obviously that's pretty standard, but I like how it's just like kind of laid out everything right away. It is interesting how it's going because our guy is kind of like an anti-hero right now, because not by choice, because he was kind of just, you know, forced into that role.
Forced into the anti-hero role.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I do think the two length episode, whatever you want to call it, definitely helped.
It definitely helps. Yes. But, yeah, I'll agree. Yeah, if they would have went with the one, it would have been like a.
Well, I guess if they wouldn't
ended it, but yeah, I do feel like some shows the hour definitely helps out a lot because they can get a lot of the building done. Which, yeah, like you said, I really like how they develop the world in this. It's just like, here's the goal, but while talking about the world, kind of explains everything within the world itself. Like, it's done through like the conflicts and resolutions in this show, not just straight up exposition of them just talking and sitting there. It's actually while they're doing things, the world is being built. And then like the thing with the demi-humans, it's built while he's going to look at slaves.
Yeah,
it's all done while something's happening.
And I do like the main character a lot. So
yeah,
far.
I do. I like how he's just playing into it. You know, he's like, you know what, fuck it, it's done. Like, it doesn't matter what I do, they're not gonna believe anything. So might as well just fully play into it and just
exactly.
Be just a bad guy. And it's like, if these people are gonna be shit, I'm gonna treat them like shit.
Perfect.
No one's gonna roll me over and get away and take advantage of me.
Exactly. But yeah.
I just love it. Shove up your ass.
Shove it up your ass. Take it. That's it. It's spiel time.
As always, if you want to be, I don't know.
If you don't want to be
no
accused of,
you don't want to be accused of sexual assault, you better hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, you know, find out when we upload. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Did like, again, no spoilers. As Logan is an anime viewer only. Anime viewer is Logan.
Right.
Weird. Yeah, and until next time, peace out.
See ya.